Hey, drumming friends. Josh here from the Part Time Drummer, and welcome to a mini series that we're going to introduce starting today. This mini series is going to primarily focus on the 40 standard drum rudiments, and we're going to go through these in sequential order, breaking these up into various little sections here. We're going to cover all the major sections, which include the singles, the multiple bounce rolls, doubles, the diddle rudiments, the flam group, and the drag group. So we're going to cut each of these into little sections. And the first section that we're going to look at today is going to be the singles. So get ready for all the single stroke rolls that are included on the standard drum rudiment chart. All right, welcome to the roll series, the rudiment series, and today's topic we're going to talk about the single stroke roll group of rudiments. So if you have your Percussive Arts International Drum Rudiment chart, you can look at the rolls listed under the single stroke roll rudiments, and those are the ones we're going to be covering today. If you don't have access to this chart, I'll provide a link for you to be able to access that, and it's free. You can go there and download this as a PDF and print it out, and it's great for practicing. In fact, it is I think it's actually essential that every drummer knows these rudiments because it builds a foundation of snare coordination, hand coordination, and it gives you a vocabulary to be able to understand what other drummers are talking about. So let's get started today, and let's go over the single stroke rolls. All right, the first one is the standard single stroke roll. We've covered this in other courses, but single stroke roll is really just a series of alternating hand patterns in which you go simply right, left, right, left. If you're doing right hand lead, just remember the video is opposite from what you're seeing. Or you can do left hand lead, which is left, right, left, right. So very simple. We put that together in a roll. It's going right, left. Okay, so that was single stroke roll from open to close or slow to fast. All right, that's your first roll rudiment under the single stroke rolls. It's just the basic single stroke roll. The number two, the next one we have is the single stroke four. So this is a single stroke pattern where you just play a series of 4 beats. So for single stroke, you would just simply go 1, 2, 3, 4, or right, left, right, left. On the opposite, you could also go left, right, left, right. So here's how I would suggest practicing this particular roll. I would just alternate between both of the hands, one time starting with the right and the next time starting with the left. So you would go right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. So we're going to try that a little bit more quicker and see how that sounds. So. Okay, and then if you want to hear how it sounds completely sped up, it would sound something like this. All right, so that's the single stroke 4. I find that one extremely valuable for kind of like blast roll practice. It can be useful for throwing in some really quick, if you're playing the entire drum set, so a nice really quick feel on maybe the snare drum or the tom. So single stroke 4. And then number 3 on our chart, which is also listed as single stroke 7. And the last of the single stroke rolls on our standard drum rudiments. Single stroke 7 is simply 7 strokes. So if we're starting on the left, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Also the left hand version, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Pretty simple. So all right, so single stroke 7. All right, I've been playing the entire time with match grip, but this works just as well with traditional grip if you're a marching snare drummer or a jazz snare drummer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then to speed it up a little bit, okay, single stroke 7, pretty simple. All right, so that is all of the single stroke roll rudiments listed on our Progressive Arts Society International Drum Rudiment guidelines or chart here. So, all right, single strokes